my dad really trained me on don't do it the dumb way, because he made me do everything the dumb way. And I hated it. I hated it. I literally gave an analogy. I'm like, my dad is the type of person who, if he has an axe and he has a chainsaw, he will tell me to use the axe because it's hard work. Literally, he will do. And I would say, in the same amount of time, using the same amount of effort, I can work just as hard and chop down 16 trees.
Yeah, you can get more done.
Instead of you telling me to chop one tree with an axe, it doesn't make sense. Let me just chop down 16 trees and work just as hard. But I got what he was saying. Like, I knew what he was trying to get at. He was trying to make a point, but the point was dumb. Okay, like, so I just couldn't get with it. He did a lot of stuff like that, where he would be making a point, and I'm like, I get what you're saying, and I'm not doing it that way.
I'm so weak.
But it made sense. I know what you're trying to do. Oh, I gotta get this highlighter because, man, this book is I'm so happy I bought this book. I ain't gonna even say I bought it, because the divine been doing everything, and I'm just gonna attribute this to the divine too. God will send you the right books at the right times. We'll send you the right videos at the right times. We'll send you the right people at the right time. The right resources at the right time. And the right anything you might possibly need at the right time.
Right questions at the right time.
Right questions at the right time. Right experiences at the right time. Babe, you just had a rapturous experience.
Babe, I knew what was happening too. I was so aware of what was going on. I was like, oh my God, Neville talked about this. This is so real. I can't even leave.
Was gripped. And this is the stuff that I would love to, I need to stop putting myself in it, because maybe God does want us to take people up into this type of experience. Maybe that is.
And you know what? I think it was yesterday or the day before. I was like, I need to keep going further so that the people that we work with can go faster.
Yes. 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 Same, man. Yes. Yes. Because they go at our pace. It's like the dream make the next step easier. Our expansion makes their progress faster.
Yeah.
Same page with you on that.
And I just see it more and more.
I surrender. I surrender to my highest. I surrender to my best. I surrender to my greatest. Whatever God, whatever you want to do, I surrender to that. Hey, I will say this also. CBD, what the supplement does is as I'm reading more clearly, baby.
Really?
Yes.
It's helping?
The words are not as hard to read. It's not as difficult for me to put together sentences. It's not like I have a challenge putting together sentences, but I notice it's much less resistant. It's a non-resistant process, especially reading, because I think that's the dyslexia, but it's making it way easier for me to read. But I'm going to read this. Here we go. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. That's John 8:32. Here's Neville's interpretation. The truth that sets man free is the knowledge that his consciousness is the resurrection and the life. That his consciousness both resurrects and makes alive all that he is conscious of being. Apart from consciousness, there is neither resurrection nor life. So the truth that sets us free is the knowledge that our consciousness is the resurrection and the life. That our consciousness both resurrects and makes alive all that we are conscious of being. So anything that we are conscious of being, our consciousness resurrects it and gives it life in our physical world in the form of people, circumstances, events, and situations, thoughts, and feelings. So if whatever we are aware of being, that is being resurrected and made alive in our world. That is the truth that sets us free. How does it set us free? Okay, let's consider all my life I've been feeling like a victim. Well, what sets me free is the knowledge that the only reason that I've been experiencing victimization is because my consciousness is resurrecting and bringing life to victim situations because I'm aware of being a victim. Now, as soon as I think of myself as a winner and a victor and a conqueror and an overcomer, the minute that I'm aware of being that at any degree, those circumstances, situations, and events, my consciousness resurrects those and gives those life from the dead. Where are they right now? They're dead. In my physical world, they're dead. In my example world, it's dead. But as soon as it's in my consciousness, it resurrects it and brings it to life in my world. That's the truth that sets us free. It's not therapy. It's not telling your story and owning your story. It's not none of that. It is realizing that the reason these things have happened to me is because of the consciousness of what I believe myself to be. That's the truth. When man gives up his belief in a God apart from himself and begins to recognize his awareness of being to be God, as did Jesus and the prophets, he will transform his world with the realization that I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. When you say I and my Father are one, but the Father is greater than I, what I'm consciously aware of being is less than what I actually am.
Say it again.
When he says I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I, what I am aware of being is less than what I actually am. What I am is infinite, but it's unified with what I'm aware of being. They're unified, but one is greater than the other. The source and the life force and the life source of what I'm aware of being is greater than what I'm aware of being. So if that's the case, I can draw from the Father a completely different and expanded reality. As long as I change what I believe myself to be to make it larger and more expanded than what I currently experience, then the Father will allow and resurrect that same thing in my world. He will know that his consciousness is God, and that which he is conscious of being is the Son bearing witness of God. Damn. He will know that his consciousness is God, and that which he is conscious of being is the Son bearing witness of God the Father. The conceiver and the conception are one, but the conceiver is greater than his conception. The conceiver and the conception are one, but the conceiver is greater than his conception. What I create is less than the one who created it. I am. That's who I am. What I am creating is an idea of myself into the world. The idea that I'm expressing to y'all right now, none of y'all see the fullness of me. None of us see the fullness of you. What we see is what you believe about yourself. What we see is what you know yourself to be. But we don't see the full you. We only see what you have up to this point felt yourself to be. Before Abraham was, I am. Yes, I was aware of being before I became aware of being man. You were aware of being before you were aware of being Alicia.
That's true.
And in that day, when I shall cease to be conscious of being man, I shall still be conscious of being. So the day that you stop being aware that you are Alicia, you will still be aware of being. Even though you're not aware of being Alicia no more. That's what people call death. It's not death. You just you're not aware that I'm not aware I'm Josh anymore.
That makes sense.
The consciousness of being is not dependent upon being anything. It precedes all conceptions of itself and shall be when all conceptions of itself cease to be. I am the beginning and the end. That is, all things are conceptions of myself, begin with me and end in me. But I, the formless awareness, remain forever. Jesus discovered this glorious truth and he declared himself to be one with God, not the God that man has fashioned, for he never recognized such a God. Jesus found God to be his awareness of being, and so told man that the kingdom of God in heaven are within. When it's recorded that Jesus left the world and went to his Father, it is simply stating that he turned his attention from the world of the senses and rose in consciousness to that level which he desired to express. There, he remained until he became one with consciousness, to which he ascended. So he's saying the way he left the earth was he just turned his attention inward and realized that he was the formless awareness. And guess what had to follow? The result. He had to disappear and become full consciousness. He stopped being a physical man when he turned his attention away from the physical senses. When he turned this is what we're doing in the class, in the 30-day boot camp. We're turning our attention away from our physical circumstances and we're turning our attention inward to our soul. So what that means is we are becoming aware that we are more soul than we are physical. And so creating our soul in the physical world. We're resurrecting our soul's manifestations in the world. This is great. Oh, big dog. Look at big dog.
I think it's gonna blow away.
Yeah, maybe. No. Oh, I forgot a Pop-Tart.
You know, I thought about it and I was like, we are taking a lot of food, but I think we'll be okay.
We did take a bunch of food today.
We each had our own little plate mold.
I thought I was making it for both of us. That's why I had so much. I couldn't eat all that.
I just didn't want no chicken. I think after a while, the chicken just tastes too chickeny for me.
Chicken is chicken is chicken, babe.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. This thermos keeps it hot. I know that's what it's designed for, but it surprised me every time. I drink this 3 hours later, and it's just as sizzling hot as as when it came out the kettle, babe. Yeah, we need to get you one of the big ones. You need that. You deserve that.
Why?
See, I got to get out of the way of teaching this to these people. I got to get out of the way. I got to get out of the way and just teach this to these people. and let them experience the fullness of consciousness and spirit beyond.
Are these on?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How come these aren't moving when we talk?
They are.
Oh.
They are moving. They are moving.
Oh, okay.
See? Sorry I had to prove it, y'all. I didn't mean to do it.
I'm Eloise.
These JBL mics, I keep calling JBL because
You
JBL
call
speaker. I want
everything but what they are.
because I want the JBL speaker, and I keep thinking about, babe, we got to get it. Not now.
There's one upstairs you can use.
I'm talking about a real one, babe.
That's what I'm talking about, a JBL. It's
Like
literally
this big?
upstairs. Yes.
Seriously?
My mom has talked about it multiple times. It's great. It's sitting on the table upstairs
And it's this
behind the
big.
door. It's like this big. It's just sitting there charging or not charging now.
I'm slipping. See, what you want already is in your life. You just gotta open your eyes. I didn't even know we had a JBL. I'm so lucky. Everything I want is just already manifest. I'm happy that we talk. I'm happy I can talk like this around you, and you just see my reflex is going.
Good job.
It just hit my knee, and my knee jumped. Earlier, the top to that box fell on my other knee, and it jumps. So I just got a physical.
I'm good, y'all. Until next time.
I'm with it. Water is the best thing created on earth.
The water is so good.
There is nothing better than water on earth. I remember my dad used to say that, and I was like, damn, I think he's right. This is the best.
Oh, look at these little.
His penis was out. Put that away. Around the kids. Did you see that, Mom?
No.
His little red pecker was out.
Oh, I wonder what they're growing over here.
Yeah, I do wonder, because when you see it in a row, them planted in a row, you know they're doing something on purpose. Isn't that funny? You know, everywhere you look in nature, remember we talked about this. Nature has no lines.
Mm-hmm.
When you see a line, it's always some human being who did it.
Mm-hmm.
100% of the time, you don't see no lines in nature. The only lines in nature are invisible. Damn, but wow. So think about geometry, right? If I got an object, okay, you got me here, you got you there, you got this roof. Let's say the center of the roof. If you draw the line between these three, then it's gonna be straight lines. But they're invisible. The line that connects the center of me and the center of you, it is a line, but it's invisible. You can't see it. So that even means that straight lines are even curved. Like it's non-physical. That's so interesting how the paradox of this life. It's such a paradox. This is a miraculous life, baby. And you know, what we learning and how we working this, it's a mixture of all the different. It's no one thing. The truth is the truth is the truth. But it's like a food group. You eat fruits, you eat vegetables, you eat poultry, you eat this, you eat that. You eat different categories of food to have a well-rounded diet. You know, that's the theory. I think it's right here. Mm-hmm. But that's the theory, right? Mm-hmm. You need me to drive?
Probably pretty soon.
I could tell. See, I just got that sensation. I got that. Just switch me right now.
Okay.
Where you're looking now, is it? Babe, I heard your sounds.
Yeah.
Your
I
sound-
got a little bit sleepy.
Your sounds was telling on you.
Oh. Oh. Oh my God.
She's so pregnant. Here, let me take this, put this back here.
I think it's because when I'm driving, the way that I drive, it just makes her so scrunched. Man, come get this back. And she just needs more room.
So you good now?
Yeah.
At least
Sitting
for these-
like this has been very helpful with the leg up.
You over here toasted because of their pregnancy.
I thought it was because I ate too much.
You
No,
really didn't
just
eat that
right.
You ate 2 tacos and a little couple bites.
I
Like,
ate 3 tacos. That's all right. Oh, babe, I feel so much better.
Good. Yeah, you was over here going through it, babe. You was definitely going through it.
Oh, wow.
I love our car conversations. This is the podcast. For real. These car conversations, these are the best conversations I've ever had in my life. In the car.
Yeah, we end in this car, boy.
This is our
We've
sanctuary.
had some conversations for that ass.
Hey, we need to actually start posting. We need to write what like we used to and write new
Oh,
goals.
up here. Yeah. You're right.
We need to
Oh,
write
that
some new
did
goals.
change the game. When we
It
did
changed
that.
everything. Because we at this point where it's time to make new decisions. New firm decisions. I can feel it. It started last night. On firm decisions. It's just feeling a firm new decisions. Next level decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Like a decision to literally take it to another level. What level we've been at, it's been good. We made a decision to go to this level. But now,
We did make a decision to go to this level.
and now what got us here is not going to get us there.
Oh my God, Layla just said that on Threads the other day.
It's a fact. That's what Layla, man, I'm telling you. Layla Hormozy is reflexes went off again.
I got
My knee, it keep hitting my knee. I think God want me to know that my reflexes are working.
toilet paper is coming undone.
Here, put it on. We might just have to put it in the cup holder, babe. Put it in the cup holder.
Are you gonna pay attention to it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pay attention. Sometimes.
See, no. No, keep that right there.
Okay.
I'm doing a thing.
Okay, you got your own system. Like, get this out of here. Yeah. Okay, also it won't.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And then my knee's right here. So it's easy.
Okay, all right. I like this system.
I know it worked out.
What was we saying? Oh, next level.
You said it's just so pretty. It's so smart.
Yeah, we need to do a pan. Oh, so another camera that I want eventually. Before I want a DSLR camera, I want a drone.
I don't know what that is, baby.
A drone?
Oh, I thought you said a drum.
I do want a drone for ceremonies, but that's a whole different. That's a whole different thing.
Not for ceremonies. They already gonna think
I know they don't think we're in a cult.
Oh my gosh.
Josh, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Please
I'm
leave
just
the
gonna be
drums
messing it up. I am
out.
not politically correct.
Please
Man,
leave the
did I even
drums
say that
out.
word?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
I
even. Oh man.
Nah, but I want a drone. Because drone footage for pans, like, because this is the deal. When we make YouTube videos, or when we out somewhere like this, nobody just wants to see us talk like this only. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if we can have a drone that follows the car, like flies and follows the car, probably won't be able to drive the same speed as the car. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
I mean, just have moments.
Yeah. So we can pan. Look at that horse.
I know.
Some horses, all horses just got a different color. Some got a very different color.
It's so crazy. They're so beautiful.
And every animal is so unique. You know, when I didn't have animals, I was like, I thought every cat was exactly the same.
What, you thought they were orange?
I just thought their personalities was the same. And every dog's personality was the same. But they have personalities. It blew my mind when I realized they had personalities.
Whole personality.
I had no idea that they had personalities. It blew my mind. I do want to bring this up. People who treat animals better than humans it mess with my brain.
It is a bit odd.
Like they fight for animals more than they fight for human beings, which is so strange to me. It's strange to me.
It gives like a sense of like something, because animals can't fight for themselves.
If they're innocent and pure.
Yeah, and humans at least can speak for themselves to some degree. So it gives them like a sense of justice.
Man, the desire to receive for the self alone is the most corrupted concept, because it can be translated not even just, well, yes it is, it's desire to receive. It's cloaked in so many different things. The desire to receive for yourself alone. Because in that, it's like, what are you trying to feel? What you trying to do? What's going on here? You want to feel like you're doing something for something innocent that matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Good
really
job,
about you.
babe. I forgot about this.
See, I did.
I looked down 2 seconds ago and I was like, I hope he's paying attention.
I did. You know what else I realized, man? A lot of people just gonna be triggered by a whole bunch of stuff.
That we do.
A whole bunch of stuff.
I
that we say
know.
and do.
I'd be thinking about that, like friends, family.
You're gonna be triggered.
Religious people.
And that's the issue. You need to get rid of
lovers.
everybody.
Babe, Jesus lovers are gonna hate us.
Yeah. You gotta
It's
you
like
gotta
we're
get over
low-key on the same team, bro.
We
Like,
actually are.
like you are missing the whole point. Like,
We are on the same team. But it is what it is.
yeah.
It is what it is.
It just becomes so it just gets further and further away from my mind because I'm doing something.
Mm-hmm. Like your triggers.
Just
what?
thinking about like how people react and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It just becomes more and more irrelevant. Like,
because you can't solve everybody's.
I can't make you understand. Also,
There's
we
no
could
way.
become wildly rich doing what we're doing, and if you don't get it, you just don't get it.
Yeah, that's it. If you know, you know.
Oh, I feel so much better sitting right here. Oh my God. Ooh. I'm burping. I think I burned myself.
And it's the thing. That's not a license to be insensitive, and I know you know that.
Right.
It's not a license to be insensitive to people's situations, but I am not going to spend 80% of my podcast time, my teaching time, making you feel better about what I'm about to say.
And I think that's why it's good for the... You going to switch it?
No, just keep
Or is
working.
that one good?
Mm-hmm. You said you think it's good for what?
Most of the podcast stuff we do to be for the 365 people.
Absolutely.
That makes the most sense to me.
Yes. Yes. If you get it, you get it. And the people who have been through the boot camp, you understand where this is coming from. Like, I realized that belief systems, so Hermeticism, for instance. Hermeticism came from Egypt. Mm-hmm. And Hermeticism was not...
When I found that out, babe, we had already been talking about it, and I was like, what's the black spirituality? And you're like, that's what the Hermetic is. And I was like...
You said, what's the what?
When I was asking you, like, where's, like, the black spirituality,
Yeah.
like, where's that? Like, we don't talk about that. And you're like, that's where the 8 laws came from.
Yeah.
That was Egypt. I was like...
Nobody really know that.
But that shit blew my mind.
That is crazy, right?
I don't know
that
where
is
I thought
pretty
it
wild.
came from.
Yeah, that's wild. It's wild because when you think of what we talk about as African spirituality, you got Islam, and you don't really have much any other representation for black spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
And
You got
if it is, I just don't know about it. I'm probably ignorant.
Maybe the darker kind of like ritualistic kind of stuff.
Yeah, like hoodoo and voodoo.
Yeah,
Or
there's
hoodoo.
that, and then like like native type stuff, but nothing that's like.
I don't know the word for it,
Yeah, you know what
but
I'm trying to say?
nothing. Yeah, I do.
I want to say tangible, but that's not even the right word at all.
Yeah, I don't know what word to use for it, but I know what you're saying. Like Hermeticism, this is the deal. Hermeticism is a philosophy. You have to use philosophy to approach the laws. Without philosophy, you can't approach the laws of the universe because you have to philosophize in order to it's like contemplation and to play with the information.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to philosophize in order to get to the conclusion that all is mind. You can't get there without philosophizing first. But the laws are not philosophy. But the Hermeticism is more of a philosophy and psychology than it was a religion. And here's what happened. Once Hermeticism got contaminated, and they say this in the beginning of the Hermetica and the beginning of the Kabbalion. Once Hermeticism got contaminated by Constantine's operation in 325 AD, Hermeticism got mixed with theology. And they mixed and contaminated the pure ideas of philosophy and psychology with the idea of their own God. That is where it got hijacked and where it got contaminated and lost its meaning. Because once you descend into theology, how are you going to theorize about God? You can't even approach God. You don't know God directly like that. There is no. Remember, he said, "What is spirit, or what is God?" It said in the Hermetica, it says spirit. God is the cause that spirit is. And it's the cause that man is. It's the cause that the universe is. But you can't apprehend God directly. Mm-hmm. So that's just something that the Hermetic principles highlight better than anything else. Mm-hmm. And it got contaminated when they mixed it with theology. So it got lost. But we resurrecting it. That's what's happening right now, is resurrecting philosophy and pure psychology. Because that is what's needed, not no more theology. We do not need another ism. We do not need it.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Because it's too many. But that's what we're doing. We're resurrecting pure philosophy and pure psychology that's not mixed with theology. Because theology contaminates everything. It contaminates. Because what you're saying is that you can approach the all with your mind. It's beyond your mind.
It's so beyond.
You can't approach the divine with your mind. It doesn't work like that. So the fact that you're trying to do that, you contaminate it. We're not speculating on things that we don't know. We're going to leave the unknown to the unknown. But what we are going to do is speculate things that can be known. That is what we're doing. That's pure psychology and pure philosophy, and that's Hermeticism. They approach things that could be known only. And it's not known from just a scientific proof point of view, because science is, it don't conflict with science. The Hermetic principles don't conflict with science at all. It actually puts a light on things that science is trying to figure out. And if they would study Hermeticism, would understand. For instance, the universe being mental. So when they look for things, when they look for quantum particles, and they look at the quantum universe and the 0-point field and all of this, when they do that, what they're really doing is they're looking for something, and they don't realize that the mind that they're using to look is what the universe is made of. And that's why it's confusing to them. They see a particle and it turns into a wave, and the wave turns into a particle, and it's using their consciousness and it's operating with the consciousness. What's happening? Well, your mind is switching its vibration, which switches the physical world that you're observing. The universe is mental. So you are literally looking at your mind made physical. And they don't know that, so they get confused. They don't realize that the universe is what they are, is consciousness. So, and you know, they got descriptions of consciousness that say consciousness is really attention, okay? No, it's not. Consciousness is consciousness is consciousness. Awareness of being. Being is consciousness, pure consciousness. And that's not even true. But it's the pure philosophy in approaching these things and approaching what can be understood and seen and observed. You can observe that when you think a certain way, you create a certain kind of thing in your life. And when you think another way, you create a different kind of thing in your life. You can observe that. You don't even have to talk about God in that conversation. It's not necessary. But that's what theology does. Theology will say, God is making, when you worship God, God will do da 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 da. It's a beginner's way of understanding it, but it's not exactly how it works. It works more scientifically than that. Hermeticism approach it and help you understand how scientifically it works. It's pure philosophy, pure psychology. But psychology goes beyond. See, when we talk about psychology in a medical sense of the word, Western medical sense of psychology, is not psychology. In the way that the Hermetics is what they call it, I think. The Hermetics explain it. Psychology is consciousness. And that's very spiritual. Rather than it being, let me diagnose you. Let me see what is happening to you and what traumas you have in your brain. That's such a low level of understanding consciousness. When you can use consciousness to change any circumstance, including the physical body. So what we're doing is resurrecting that. We're resurrecting pure philosophy and pure psychology. It's a higher level. And I'm grateful that they're experiencing that, because everybody's experiencing more harmonious minds in the group.
Yeah, they are.
Everybody's mind is more sound, more clear, more steady. They got more control of directing their thoughts. They're more aware. They feel better. That's evidence. When something like that happens, that's evidence and proof of what it does. Our goal is to make people feel better, not feel temporarily better by using medication or some coping mechanism, which doesn't make you feel better. It makes you feel bad still. You still feel bad, right? Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
It's about actually feeling better. You should be increasing the way you feel over time.
Babe,
What?
I think it's supposed to be down there.
31? Oh, I thought it was 41. You're right. I was like, what?
I'm seeing a lot of Jeeps.
Pull into the driveway. Ain't that a song?
I have no idea.
It's something like a highway, though. I just made up my own version.
Life is a highway.
It wasn't that, but that's a good one.
That's one of my favorites for sure. I'm gonna ride.
Babe, your music choice is dynamic. You got range. Books. Just show them how I stop at one of these every time. Don't I?
Every time.
Not every time, but a lot of time.
Look at him.
5 days in
The
Paris.
stamps.
Oh, these all just romance books.
The judges.
These storytelling books. Anytime I'm further out, like in areas like this, it's all storybooks. Storybooks.
I feel like it's usually kids that stop for those.
It's different in different places. Like, you have some Bibles in there every now and then. You have some Bibles in there. You have some. And I'll swap out a book. I got books in my book bag to swap for you.
It'll do it. I put my hand over it. This is hot.
It's hot. And it stay hot. I like that.
That's crazy.
These are not that far away from each other.
Yeah, not now. The first couple were, but that was about it.
I love the fact that we could not be having these conversations unless we chose. Really, God led us to this, baby. We just had an idea. We wanted to be together all the time and continue to make more than enough money to take care of the bills and build what we wanted to build. That's what we asked for. And then we got it. And it happened in such a mundane, regular way. And I think people think that when the manifestations come, it's going to come in some extravagant way. But normally it's just plain Jane. Like, we just got into Amazon. And when you applied to Amazon Flex, it was the next day.
Babe, it said take 72 hours.
Wasn't it the same hour?
It
Or
was like I signed up for it that day. It sent me the little email that night, like, okay, all your stuff's approved. It'll take 72 hours for you to like fully go through. And then later that night, like 2-3 a.m., it was like, you're approved.
Less than 24 hours. And people being on the waiting list for a long time.
Babe, there's a waiting list.
That just show you when you working with the divine and the divine tell you to do something, the facts do not count. It doesn't matter if it's a waiting list. It don't matter if you have no connections. It don't matter if you have no degree. It don't matter if you have no qualifications. Nothing matters. Literally nothing matters. At all. It doesn't matter. It don't. The only thing that matters is consciousness, just like Neville said. If you consciously aware of being something already, then know that you are creating new facts. You will literally create new facts that show that. It's what the elite class don't want you to know. Oh, didn't we go to? That was where we went.
No, I mean that's what the place is called, but
maybe that's another chain. Maybe
yeah,
out in the
it's
sticks.
a chain. It looked like
It's good to me.
they were good.
Oh. Almost sneezed.
You noticed.
What the police doing out here?
Messing with that homeless man looked like.
Messing with the homeless man.
There was a man sitting in the car.